there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we are talking Love Island UK. Today we are talking Love Island All-Stars, because yesterday was the season premiere of Love Island All-Stars, and we got to react to the episode. And also, just off the press a little while ago, about a few hours back, there is an All-Star who has already left the show after 3 days, you guys. So really quick, even with the twist at the end of episode 1, I still feel Love Island Games is superior. You have to have the right casting for, especially any type of all-star version of a show, or it doesn't work, right? Or it gets very boring, it gets very stagnant, it gets very repetitive. The one thing I liked about Love Island Games is that it kept you on your toes, and it was a lot of entertaining, and you had a lot of personalities that were going to bring the heat, that were going to bring the drama. So far in this OG cast, it is very low vibrational. There is zero drama, in terms of anything for them to give us really anything. I don't even think we've seen yet any beach hut interviews, any confessionals yet, which is also interesting as well. Hopefully we get some in tonight's episode, although in tonight's episode I'm not looking forward to either because it looks boring. So pretty much the big takeaways were that Liberty, saw her ex Jake, and basically her face fell. We had some exes that were, coming in, and it just looked like this was going to be a mess. Looked like it was going to be a mess. Maya had everybody kind of choose who they wanted to be paired with initially, so all the girls were after Chris. I don't know what's going on with Chris, but Chris is just looking like everything this go around. So I get the appeal, because I think it was like Kaz who was interested, and Georgia, and all these people were interested, right? So they all go to the guys that they're interested in. Of course, nobody goes to Jake, obviously. And, Georgia was going to go to Toby, but then said he was the safe option and went elsewhere. And I was like, uh-oh, here we go. Here we go. And went over to Anton. So nonetheless, Maya informs them, that's great that these are the people that you fancy and that you're interested in, but the public voted. And so, immediately Liberty and Jake knew that they were likely going to be paired together, right? So I was satisfied with most of the public pairings. I think they're doing a disservice pairing Mitch with Kaz. He's already saying all of these other women he wants to talk to, and none of them are named Kaz. So I have no idea, why people even did that. It was lame. Also, if we're going to have a black woman that is an OG, can we have a black man or somebody who is non-black who is interested in black women, you guys? Why do we have to subject ourselves to watching people who are not interested in Kaz romantically clown her, play in her face, and use her to remain safe on the show, but ultimately go after other people? I don't like that, and I don't like this tearing black women down to bring them back up nonsense. Like, if you're just gonna bring Tyler or Ovi or whoever, just do it. But again, is this show Love Island, or is it X on the Beach? Like, how many X's are we bringing on the show, and how many people who were the top, go-getters of Love Island are real all-stars that turned down this opportunity because they were expecting mess, or maybe they still have PTSD from their season. But nonetheless, Maya saves Liberty for, next to last, essentially. Kaz was last, to announce that Jake and Liberty would be paired up, right? And so then after that, because production clearly saw that nobody was happy in their couples except for Chris and Demi. That was the only couple that genuinely looked like, they're going to hit it off, that they're going to have a connection. And I can already see production pushing them as a finalist and pushing them as a couple to beat. So then they decide to bring in Colum as a bombshell to try to like sweeten the pot and make it seem as though, oh, if you're not happy, you can, this bombshell coming in can steal one of you and your current couples or whatever. And immediately after Colin comes in, so does his ex Molly. His ex that's only been an ex for like a few months, you guys. I had a feeling that, and I still have this feeling until I'm proven wrong, that Colin and Molly did not really break up for real. That the whole press release and everything else, when all of that happened, it was probably when it was going to be announced that they were going to be going on All Stars. And they needed to, quote, break up so that there could be a storyline of them coming back together for the show. And if you'll recall, on an episode of After Stun on season 10, remember there was an episode where Colin and Molly were in the bar area, because I think they've been together for like over 3 years. And so, you know, they were asked what next steps were in their relationship, and they were talking about engagement. They were talking about getting a ring and stuff. So I feel as though this is an opportunity for, you know, not only Colin and Molly to build their profiles again and get more attention and visibility again, but this also has an opportunity for the season to end in 5 weeks, and we see a proposal from Colin to Molly when it's all said and done that will be all expense paid by ITV. That's what I truly think is going to happen. And it's unfortunate that these stunts have to take place, that these fake storylines have to take place. You could have just proposed at any point in time, but you guys wanted to be back on the show, so therefore you guys chose to break up. So that's why we're here. So I think ultimately what we're going to do is they're going to probably choose other people to couple up with first to make it seem like this is like a legitimate breakup, because if they just choose each other, because Maya gave the option as well on a cliffhanger that, you know, essentially Colin could just choose Molly again. But I feel as though they're going to choose other people on purpose to make it seem like they're really broken up. But clearly in one of the first challenges, when they do the different dares to kiss people that you're attracted to, is one of the ones that they always do. You know, we see these guys who are all after Molly, and you could just see Colin stirring. So is all of this worth it to kiss other people and do all of this foolishness for another 5 weeks just to end up back together in an engagement? Make it make sense, you guys. Because it does not to me at all. Also, Jake has left the villa, you guys. Spoiler alert, sorry. Jake has left the villa. He has left the villa after 3 days, and I knew this was going to happen. There was like a weird article that came out yesterday before the premiere that was kind of like, what would you do if Liberty was there? And trying to make it seem as though, they're basically trying to smooth things over before we were going to find out that ultimately they were going to make sure one way or the other that Liberty and Jake were together, which I still do not understand to this day, because they had a very messy and toxic breakup on the show 3 years ago. And nothing has changed as far as their relationship. So nonetheless, he has left the villa. I think he was really pissed about being paired up with Liberty again. I think had he been paired with somebody else, that he would have stayed longer. But again, these producers just get it wrong. At least on Love Island Games, you know, we had the nice twist of Johnny kissing his ex, who was blindfolded at the time, but he ultimately did not couple up with her. They gave each other the space to do their own things, and they had their whole hash out conversation since their breakup, but nonetheless, they were not forced to be a couple. They were not forced to, you know, be partnered up for the show. Doing that to the, you know, traumatic breakup and how toxic everything was with Jake and Liberty is completely and utterly ridiculous. And we have Liberty, who looks absolutely miserable and trying to put on a brave face for everybody. And then we have Jake, who's just clearly pissed off and is just over it. So he leaves. But what is that going to mean for Liberty's prospects as well? Who is going to be interested in Liberty, right? Because I already know some of these contestants are going to try to flip this around, because I see some of you already on Twitter trying to flip this around and trying to make it seem like Liberty is the issue when she is not.
But this is the problem when people uphold toxicity, when people uphold toxic masculinity and allow some of the worst contestants on Love Island who were, you know, mean to these women, who were disrespectful to these women, who were even, you know, verbally, you know, very rude and raising their tone with certain girls that they were not interested in, and you allow them to come back and you give them a nice little edit on the way out. You put a little bow on it, and it's fine. And some of you fans, you fall for the foolishness. You fall for the people that get the good edit on the show every single season, and you invite them back as if their real tea has not been spilled by other people who get the bad, messy edit. Make it make sense. Jake had said all kinds of awful comments about Liberty. I don't care if it was 3 years ago. Obviously, Liberty has not interacted with him in 3 years. So why would they be on good terms? They're on no terms. She dumped him before the finale. Like, I don't understand what wasn't computing with the public as to why they wanted to see chaos of putting Jake and Liberty together, knowing the chaos that took place when they were together. I just don't understand. Unless people just love seeing people humiliated on national TV, because there's no other explanation, right? But again, I just feel like this episode, at least from what I saw from the preview, is not giving already. So we'll continue to monitor and see if the episode, in fact, does improve, does get better, or does give us something more than what we had saw up until this point. I do not know. I do not know. I'm happy Love Island is back. I love Love Island, as you guys know, but I don't know how I feel right now about All Stars. Because even some of the rumored bombshells, like I heard Olivia from season 9 is going to be back again. I don't know why. I heard Zara from season 9 was not selected, which I do not know why. And also Tom allegedly is going to be back, and Danica is going to be back. So we're going to see ultimately what's going to happen. Also, one big thing too, for those of you who may have not seen Love Island Games, Georgia, Liberty, and Toby were recently on Love Island Games that aired in the US on Peacock. Why the show is pretending that they do not know each other, that they were not just on a show together that filmed, and everything else is beyond me. We have to have continuity, you guys. We heard little comments like, oh, I was on season 7 and I was on 2024, but you didn't really say, like, in between, oh yeah, I just filmed Love Island Games in the US, right? Because that would have made sense to people trying to figure out this Georgia and Toby situation. If they knew the backstory that they were just filming together on another show and were paired up towards the end of their journey on the show. So yeah, so it's just things like that I just feel like, you know, producers, they thought that they had something. I see people still trying to hype this up because of the end of the episode, but I'm still, you know, going to drag them because it is not on the level of Love Island Games. Love Island Games understood the assignment. If you're going to have, you know, black women on there, you better have people, black men or otherwise, who are interested in black women as well, or it is not going to work. And we are going to see the same sad black girl edit that we always see on every single season. And there's that. And then I see people that are upset that there's not multiple black women, and I'm like, well, you guys can't handle multiple black women. Remember when Whitney, Ella, and Kat were all on the show at the same time? It was nothing but stand wars. You guys cannot handle multiple black women, especially if they're OGs, like with Trina and Cash on the US season 3 version. You guys cannot conduct yourselves appropriately. You only put yourself behind one black girl to support, and you bash the other two unnecessarily. And it causes all of this drama, it causes all of this negativity, and the show plays into it and gets rid of all of your faves and just leaves one black girl left for the end. So there's that. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.